Hi everybody and welcome. This is Jen Winders from Nevada County Public Health, and today I'm offering you an in-home virtual chair yoga class. So thanks for being here, and thanks for attending the Connecting Point classes in the past in person, and I'm glad that you're here today. So let's get started with looking at our props. So obviously when we're working from home, we're going to be working with what we have on hand. So if you happen to have a band at home, you can use that today. And if you don't, you can absolutely make a modification by using a pair of tights that you don't mind stretching out a bit and tying a knot in them. Or you can also find a long sock that you can also tie if need be. And we're going to need two stretchy items. So the other thing that I found was a scarf that stretches a bit, so you can use that as well. So we'll tie one stretchy item and the other will leave loose. Now for a weight, you can either use a weight that you're comfortable with, or you can use a heavy book, or in a pinch you can also use some sort of beverage that's got some weight to it. So you decide what's going to work best for you. So gather up your props. If you need to pause this and do so, go ahead, and then we'll get started. All right, so thanks everybody for being here. So like I said, you want a comfortable chair, and we're going to take a comfortable seat. If you need to roll up a towel and put it under your lumbar spine for more support, please do that. I'm going to remind you often during this class to breathe, knowing that of course we're always breathing, but we can hold the breath sometimes when we're holding a pose. So just a reminder to keep your breath free and flowing throughout the class. We'll also fuel our moves by connecting some of them to an in-breath and an out-breath. And just a reminder before we start that if anything feels uncomfortable at all, please slow it down, or if it hurts, stop that exercise. Make a modification or do something that feels good to your body. So chair yoga is really about staying safe, comfortable, and enjoying it. So let's begin. So begin by finding a nice comfortable seat. So those bones that are right where you sit, just sort of feel those bones pressing into the chair. We're going to find some strength throughout the core area. And when I say that, I don't mean you've got to tighten up your belly or hold it in. Be relaxed, but also strong. So imagining a magnet from the sky that's attached to the top of your head and pulling you up, so the spine is elongated and lifted out of the hips. You can close down the eyes here if you feel comfortable. If that's too much for you today, just having a soft gaze on the screen in front of you or on something in front of you that's not moving, and go ahead and begin to focus in on your breathing. So allowing the full flow of your breath, hands are relaxed, shoulders are down and not rising up towards your ears, just allowing your entire body to relax while still maintaining that elongation through the spine. So noticing the breath, inhaling through the nose if that's comfortable, feeling the air as it comes in, and exhaling slowly by making a circle with your mouth. So it's as if you're blowing up a balloon, or you're making the letter O with your mouth. You might even hear a bit of a whistling noise, and that's okay. So we'll continue to breathe this way, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through that circle mouth. Just allowing the breath to be natural. And these breathing exercises are what's known as mindfulness exercises. And being mindful is just what it sounds like. So taking time to focus on the present moment, being thoughtful about where you are and how you're feeling. And today, during our class, we'll try to center our thoughts and truly be in the moment. So continue this breathing, inhaling through the nose, noticing the quality of the air as it comes in, breathing out through the circular mouth. And when you think you've gotten to the end of your exhale, see if you can pull your belly back towards your spine and press out just a little more air, releasing any stale air that's still there at the bottom of the lungs. So much of that personal time that used to be part of our daily routines, perhaps that was being in the car alone, or time at home, or even just going out to run an errand or going to the store, is now not necessarily available to us. Or perhaps we're alone even more now, and that can pose its own challenges, as we can find our minds running off with stressful thoughts or difficult outside messages. So this is really a time for us to nurture ourselves, take time to go internally, and be mindful and present with our breath. So either keeping the eyes closed down or gently opening the eyes if they're not already. Let's bring our arms out to the side. We're going to inhale, arms up, palms together, and exhale as the palms come down through the center line of the body. Again, we'll do that 2 more times. Inhaling up, exhaling down. If you want to continue using that breath with the inhale through the nose and the exhale through the mouth, go ahead. And then allowing the arms to rest in the lap once again. Let's take our neck down to begin so that the chin comes down towards the chest. Interlacing the fingers and bringing them to the base of the skull. Let's take a deep breath in and out here. 2 more. And then inhaling, on your next exhale, begin to look gently towards the left and drop the right elbow. Inhaling, exhaling back to center, dropping the opposite elbow and looking over to the opposite side this time. And back to center. On your next inhale, looking up gently towards the sky, but still providing support for the neck. And then exhaling, releasing down, bringing the chin back to neutral. Hands come back into the lap. And just begin that natural breath again. And we'll start with cat and cow in our seated position. So making sure again that you're in a comfortable seat, having your feet about hip width apart here. Arms are kind of like claws on the thighs just above the knee. So for cat and cow, we're going to also sync this up with the breath. So on an inhale, imagining a little string from your heart being pulled up to the sky. So that's coming up and out. As you inhale, you're stretching up into a bit of an arch. As you exhale, pulling the belly button back towards the spine, shoulders hunch over, chin comes down. So we'll do that together, inhaling, coming up, and exhaling, coming down. Again, utilizing that breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And let's do that 2 more times. And once more. And then coming back to neutral, we'll begin to make some circles around the spine this time. So as if there's a column in the center of your body and you're circling around. You can go either direction to start. And really being mindful that you're not going too far or compromising the back in any way. So sometimes putting our hands on our hips can help to stabilize in this position. And continue breathing, not holding the breath. And when you're ready, reversing the direction. And then coming back to center. So we'll move into our first twist of the class, a seated twist. So for this one, you're going to take your left hand and reach back for the chair, either the back of the chair or the side, depending on how your shoulders are feeling. Then we'll take our right hand to the outside of the opposite leg, and then begin to twist over to the left-hand side of the body. So again, we're going to maintain that elongated spine as if the magnet is pulling our head up as we twist. And then eventually the intention is to look out over the right shoulder. So begin to twist, still breathing. And taking a deep breath in on your next exhale, coming forward. Releasing that, and we'll move to the opposite side. So this time, taking your right hand and grabbing either the side of the chair or the back of the chair. Left hand comes to the outside of the opposite thigh. And very slowly, on an exhale, begin to twist over to the right. So it's as if you're wringing out a wet dish rag. You're really trying to wring out all the stress. Allowing the breath to flow here. And inhaling and then exhaling back to center. So taking just a moment to allow your breath to come back to your natural rhythm. And we're going to reach down for our untied stretchy fabric this time. So I'll be using a scarf. And pulling that scarf out, we're just going to do a little bit of strengthening with the arms so that we can really engage the muscles before stretching them out. So taking the right arm, reaching up to the sky. I might double this one up. Right arm reaches up. Now it can also be in front of you, so if you have any shoulder challenges, keep the shoulders back and down. If you want it to be overhead, you can. So there could be a slight bend in that right arm, but we're keeping that arm stabilized. You can also have that arm up above your head. And with the left arm, we're going to just open up. And we're going to do a set of 8. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then switching to the opposite side. So this time the left hand stabilizes, left arm is strong, and we begin to open up with the right arm. 2, 3, 4, breathing, 7, and 8. And from here, just taking an inhale, lifting the shoulders up, squeezing up any stress or tension in the shoulders, and exhaling them back and down, allowing the scapula to move toward each other on your back. Deep breath in, exhale. We're going to do one more set of those. So again, stabilizing on your first side, whatever side you started with. I'm going to bring up my right hand. I'm mirroring you, so I'm going to be giving you the mirroring directions. And this time again, 8. So we'll count those out, keeping the breath flowing through this, so trying not to hold the breath. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then reversing, doing the other side, so stabilizing this time with the left arm really being strong. And these can be micro movements, they can be very small or they can be bigger. Now if you have a cord or a band, you might get a little bit more length than that. But either way, you're still getting that muscular workout. So again, stabilizing on the left side and opening out to the other for 8. That's 7 and 8. And bringing that down. So from here, we'll take that long band and we're just going to bring it behind us and just open up the arms behind you. So you can either tuck this around the back of the chair or just stretch out using the band to really encourage a chest opening. So once you get into a spot that feels okay, arms down, you can lift the chin slightly if you'd like into a gentle back bend. For some of us, it might be better to keep the hands closer and the elbows closer to the body. So give that a try. Taking a couple of breaths here. And then releasing that. So we won't need that one again, so we can remove that. And we'll get ready for our next exercises. So let's move into a ragdoll bend just to release the spine. So we're going to again imagine that little heartstring pulling up to the stars, inhaling, lifting, and as you exhale, begin to drop your body down. So you can come down with a straight back, or if you need to kind of curl into this, you can, whatever feels okay for your body. There's 2 options for our ragdoll fold. One is to create a nest with the arms and allow just your upper body to drop down into that nest. If it's a little more comfortable, or if today you're feeling like a deeper back bend, you can come all the way down, allowing the hands to come to the ground or to just hang hovering over the ground. So we'll begin by taking that inhale, lifting up, exhaling into whatever version of ragdoll. We'll be staying there for 5 breaths. So again, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. If you want to try exhaling through the mouth, you can go ahead and do that. And after your 5th exhale, begin by lifting the head slightly and then inhaling yourself slowly up. If you need to stop halfway at that midpoint, go ahead. And then just taking a moment, if you've gotten a little bit of a head rush, you want to take a second to just recalibrate and coming back into your seated pose. So we'll move into a few leg exercises now. So we were going to start with a little bit of a warm-up, and it's essentially just a march, but not a march where we are compromising any of our core strength. So we're going to hold the chair here. If that's not comfortable, you can absolutely keep your hands on your hips or on your thighs. So begin by lifting one foot and then the other. So it's just like a march, but we're keeping our core strength intact. So really imagining that you're kind of like wearing one of those, maybe a really large belt or something to hold your muscles in just a little bit. And just marching. So we're just warming up the hip joints here. And again, noticing if you're holding the breath in any way. And then from here, we're going to hug our right knee up and circle the ankle. And reversing. And then holding. If you want to stay here for a moment, you can. If you'd like a challenge, you can bring the hands to the thigh, behind the thigh, and begin to kick the leg out. So this can be low or this can be high. If you really want to challenge yourself, you can always bring the arms out to the sides. You might feel some shaking. See where you're at, and then take 2 deep inhales and exhales here. Excellent. And then bringing that foot down, we'll go to the other side. So taking the left leg, drawing it up, hugging the knee into the belly area, and then beginning your ankle circles here. And at some point, reversing direction. And then gathering up that image of a stable core, really holding those muscles so that they support us. If you'd like to try kicking the foot out, either low or high, go ahead. Or you can just stay there with your thigh hugged in towards the belly. Again, if you wanted to bring the hands out, just be sure you're not compromising the lower back here. Again, keeping the chest lifted if you can. One more deep inhale, and as you exhale, releasing that foot down. So we're just going to take a moment here, and we're just going to begin to bring the knees back and forth. And then from here, we're going to get our tied stretchy sock. So take a moment to get that. Okay, great, welcome back. I want to get a little bit of water, so let's bring that through the ankles. Now again, if you have a band, feel free to use that instead. So from here, we're just going to do a couple of thigh exercises to really warm up the thighs and the hips. So stabilizing the feet, seeing if you can get a 90-degree angle in the legs. Again, really utilizing your core. So this motion is almost coming from the core itself. So we're going to take the right leg and we'll begin to open up to the side. So you're just lifting it a couple of inches off the ground and opening that leg out to the side for 8 counts. So we're at about 5 there, 6, 7, 8, and let this really be an intentional movement. So you're gathering up that core strength to move the thigh and to open up the hip. So to the other side, 8 on the other side. There we go. And then back to center. And then we'll begin to do just some inner thigh ones. So this is as if you're kicking a soccer ball. So again, beginning with the right leg and kicking across and in front of the left leg. So it's the side of the foot is what's driving the motion. And again, you're really using the core. If you want to hold the chair to stabilize here, go ahead. So that's 8 on that side. And then switching to the other side, so taking the left leg up and across. Again, kicking that imaginary soccer ball. And then bringing that back down. So you can remove your band or your stretchy item. And then I'm just going to bring closer to me my core, either weight or water bottle or book, whatever it is that you're using. So bringing that just to be right in front of you for our core exercise. All right, so from here we're going to do our second full forward fold. So from here, let's actually elongate the arms up, inhale, and as you exhale, coming down either into that modified position of the nest of arms or coming all the way down. So I'll just model the modified version this time. So allowing your head and neck to completely release. The most important thing is that you're allowing that upper spine to just relax. So bringing everything down. And then on your next inhale, one vertebra at a time, slowly coming up to seated. And then just readjusting your body so you're comfortable. Very nice. And then from here, we're going to take our core exercise weight, whatever that looks like. So this will be done with a breathing exercise. So we're going to take that weight, that water bottle, whatever it is, hug it into the body. Really think of bringing the elbows in towards the ribs. So the arms are tight against the body. We'll inhale, and then on the exhale, we're pressing forward. Using that O-shaped mouth to really force the exhale out. So inhaling in, exhaling forward, inhaling in, exhaling up. I'll be moving in a more rapid way with this, but you can take this at any pace you need. So inhale in, exhale forward. Inhale in, exhale up. Keep going. Really forcing out any stale air. Just imagining that you're releasing stress with every exhale. And just a couple more. Inhale in, exhale out. Inhale in and exhale up. Inhale in and then release on the exhale. So you're going to keep your weight with you. I'm just switching to a book so you can see an alternative. We're going to make do with what we have here at home. So from here we'll move into just a little bit of a core exercise, but similar. Again, really starting with a hug of the arms into the ribs, holding your book close into the body. You're going to lean back slightly, but if that compromises the back, please stay where you are. Hips can be stable in the chair, and then knees and feet are about hip width apart if that feels okay. If that doesn't, it's perfectly fine to hug the legs in together here. And that might actually provide more stability for you, so see what feels right for you. So for this one, we're going to inhale and then slowly twist over at an angle to the left and exhale. Inhale in and then exhale opposite side. So we'll do this a little more rapidly. So inhaling, exhaling through the mouth. Inhaling, exhaling. Let's keep going with that. Again, if you need to slow this down, please do. Just a few more. And back to center, exhaling, releasing down. And you can just let the arms come down by the side if you need to. Letting everything go, allowing the breath to flow freely. And just giving yourself the chance to rest. Taking a few cleansing breaths. And then we'll just do a few more hand exercises here before we come to a close. So drawing the palms together, really pressing in hard. So you're trying to, again, create a nice horizontal line with the upper arm, with the lower arms rather. And so pressing into the palms and the fingers. So we're getting some strength here in the arms. We're also stretching the hands a bit. And then releasing the hands to point down, but still keeping that horizontal line if you can. If this is too much, just relax it a bit. Doesn't need to be completely straight. And don't forget to breathe, not holding the breath, but allowing the breath to freely flow. And then from here, we'll use the legs to open up the hands a bit. So begin by pressing the hands into the legs, opening up the inside of the arms, the palms. If that's too much, you can always do one at a time by using the opposite hand to pull back the fingers. So either way, we're going to take 3 more breaths here. And last breath here, exhaling, releasing, and then now this time getting into the fronts of the arms and hands. So stretching, either using the thighs or pulling back with the opposite hand. So 3 breaths here. If you're going with the opposite hand, take 2 breaths on each side. And last one, and then let's take those thumbs and open them up on the sides of the legs. Taking a couple of breaths here. All right, and then let's take those fingers and kind of like noodles, we'll just shake them out a bit, releasing any tension in the hands. And then from here, just making some wrist circles, really opening up through the hands. And reversing direction. And then from here, as if you are a cat on a sweater or you're kneading bread, just pressing forward and pulling back. So pressing in, really opening up so that all of your fingers are open. And then again, one more time, shaking it out. A couple of neck stretches. So from here, bringing the arms down so they're weighted. Let's begin by inhaling with the chin level to the horizon, drawing the shoulders up towards the ears. As you exhale, drawing the shoulders down and the chin comes down towards the chest. 2 more, inhaling up, gathering up any tension, and exhaling, chin comes down to the chest. And once more, inhaling, shoulders come up towards the ears, and exhaling. And then really weighting into the right arm, taking the left ear towards the left shoulder. Now if you feel like you need more here, you can take that left hand and gently pull the head down a bit, but still keeping energy in the right hand and arm. And breathe. And then releasing that, this time extending the energy down and out through the left fingertips, stabilizing the left arm and drawing the right ear down towards the right shoulder. Again, staying here, or if you'd like, bringing that arm up and pulling the ear down just a bit more. And then letting that go. And we'll end today's class with a a little bit of a twist, so a variation on what we did earlier, but this time involving the legs. So there's a couple of ways you can do this, really depending on where your body's at today. So let's start by taking the right leg and bringing it over, just sitting cross-legged in your chair. If that's too much for you, you can absolutely bring the right ankle to cross over the left ankle. So that's fine too. Either way. And then taking that right arm back to grab, again, the side of the chair or the back. Imagining that magnet from the sky, elongating the spine upward, taking the left hand to the outside of the right thigh, and we're going to again twist. We're going to be twisting towards the right. Once you get to the fullest expression of your twist, taking 3 deep inhales and exhales. And then inhaling on your next exhale, allowing your body to come back to center, releasing the arms and legs, and then we'll move to the other side. So again, this time either wrapping the left leg over the right or the left ankle over the right ankle, taking the left hand to grab the chair, right hand or forearm comes to the outside of the left thigh, and reaching back and really allowing it to be a spiraling motion coming up from the bottom of the spine, from the sacrum, and out to the top of the spine. So coming all the way over, and if you can, looking out over the left shoulder and taking your 3 deep breaths there. And then inhaling, and on the next exhale, allowing your body to come back again to your center, neutral spine. And from here, we'll come into one last forward fold. So really feeling your body's full engagement as you take a deep breath in, and then let that all go as you come again into that nested fold or all the way down towards the ground. Just allowing all the tension to roll off your back like a waterfall. And breathing. And then very slowly allowing the inhale to draw you back up. And finding a comfortable seat. Taking a moment to come back to your natural breath. So again, we're going to end with either eyes closed or eyes in a soft gaze at the screen or at some non-moving object in front of you. So from here, we're just going to begin to warm up the palms. So taking the palms, gathering up some heat in between them, and then placing them on your heart, and just taking a moment to acknowledge some compassion for yourself, just at where you're at with all of this chaos that feels like it's around us right now. So just noticing that inner space of peacefulness. Just knowing that we're taking care of ourselves and our loved ones the best we can. And even though we're physically distancing, we're still working on ways to keep those connections with the ones we love in our lives. So perhaps offering a little thank you to yourself for taking some time out today to take care of yourself. And then allowing your hands to come back in your lap. We're just going to finish with 2 sigh breaths. So inhaling. As you exhale, you'll let out a sigh. Inhaling. And thank you so much for being here today. And I look forward to seeing you again next week. Take care and be well.